Come on, guys, you gotta use your hand gestures. It's like half the language. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Xerath Prevails. Today, I want to talk about the new update that we received with, as the title update, Calkestis is here, and all kinds of things. Grand Inquisitor is not here. We gotta just talk about it, guys. I would like to be making more, like, I don't know, content videos, rather than just like, hey, let's talk about the news. But I think there's just enough news that we need to talk about this a little bit more, because people are getting angry, people are getting happy. I don't know, like, we better not let them be happy, that's for sure. We're not here to have fun now, but I mean, there is a lot of people and talking about things on a really, I don't know, kind of like myopic kind of point of view, where they can only see like one thing. And I think that whereas that's understandable, maybe we can look at things from I don't know, a bigger perspective or something, and maybe get a little better picture. And I also think that every part of this update is its own grade, kind of. So that we're going to grade everything. We're going to use letter grades. It's going to be something, that's for sure. First off, you know what else is something is my patrons. You guys are amazing. You sure are something, guys. Thank you so much for your support. Truly couldn't do without you guys. And just a reminder, folks, if you want to continue to support this channel for free, all you've got to do is hit that like button, subscribe, and comment. This update somewhat mounted the algorithm, I'll say that. I'll let you decide. So we're going to start with Zepho here. Let's get a bigger, whoa, view. Madness. All right. So a big part of this, a huge part of my anticipation personally on this is Zepho. That's the planet we can unlock using Survivor Calkestis. And when they announced the rewards, man, I've been like, what is it gonna be? Is it gonna be a new character? Which I was pretty sure it wasn't gonna be, actually. I've argued against that a lot. Is it gonna be like just a treasure trove of like bronzium wiring? Is it just gonna give us, like, we're gonna be swimming in Omicrons? And when they finally released all the stuff for Zepho, my final grade is a B-. So it was pretty anticlimactic. They gave us more stuff, some more stuff. Like, they're like, hey, you worked really hard. Go have yourself some Kairos. And it's like, well, I kind of got to Zepho in the first place. Like, I probably don't have a crazy Kyrotech bottleneck. And even if I did, is this really going to offset it that much? We get 40 total pieces of Kyrotech, and then there's also a special mission that gives us more GET2. You have to use clones. You have to have Relic 7 clones, which a lot of people have, frankly, because if you've been working on a lot of the different requirements and stuff, like, I think maybe my Rex is not Relic 7, but all my 501st otherwise are, and then my Bad Batch are all Relic 6, because I wanted to make a video with them, and I never did, but that actually is forthcoming at some point. But they're not that far out of reach, but it's still like, gosh, Relic 7 is still a lot for clones. And it made me wonder if old Rex is just here for this mission. It's like, hey, you're gonna need someone to help you. You need a boost here. I'm not sure. I mean, I did the math for you guys. If everyone in your guild does the Cal Unlock mission successfully, and they do the special mission successfully, that is 10,000 GET2 per month. So every month, you get 153. So you get some. You get a little bit of value added. Honestly, like, probably the biggest buzzkill of the entire day, because I've been anticipating this day for a long time. Like, it's the first of the bonus nodes on Territory Battle, and what do we get? Like, we get all this stuff. It's like, hey, we can't even get 3 stars on Zepho. We could get 1 star extra, which, I mean, that... And then they're like, oh, by the way, here's a big list of platoons. Have fun with platoons, which they didn't actually add any of our new characters, which is interesting. Like, they didn't just add, you know, like, I don't know, like Zori or something. I think Zori's the first one that isn't on the list or something, that isn't in platoons. Like, they didn't add anything after that, so that's kind of nice. At least I figured that they would, and they did announce that platoons are going to be in on this planet. So I'm not saying that they didn't set us up for that. It was just like the kick in the nuts at the end. You're just like, that was so disappointing. It's like you go and ask someone if you want, they're like, hey, you want to go out? I have a crush on you. And they're like, no, you're an ugly, pathetic loser. And you're like, oh, man. And you're just kind of sad about it. This isn't me, by the way. This is someone else telling me about their experience, I'm sure. And then, like, as you're just sitting there sad, like, she just goes and kicks you in the nuts. She's like, by the way, there are platoons here as well. So, yeah, it's just an overall... I'm disappointed, but at the same time, I don't know what we were expecting. Like, I think maybe the community built it up a lot. I know I probably built it up a lot in my mind. Like, this is gonna be awesome, and it's just more of the same stuff. It's not that exciting. It's just more territory battle stuff, like, yay. So, B-, because it's not exciting. But it's not like the worst thing. It's not, at least we don't have to feel like we have to apply a bunch of Omicrons instantly, right? Like, hurry up and get Calkestis. Let's spend 3 vaults on him, and then we have to get him to Relic 7 and put Omicrons on. Like, at least we don't have to worry about that. It's just taken away from us, so that's nice. All right, next category, quality of life updates, and this one is an A+ for me, guys. This is a crazy one. This is I never thought I'd give him an A+ on this, frankly, but we got a lot of stuff. We got fleet loadouts. We got the turn order thing that none of us expected, and it's not like annoying. Like, it's there. It doesn't work all the way. Actually, it's bugged. Like, if you reduce turn meter on a character, it doesn't take that into account. So it's like, hey, you have 0 turn meter. It's like, no, but I'm still going next. And then they don't go next. So at least the instrument is broken, but I mean it's just a cool thing. You can just turn it off whenever. Like they'll probably fix it at some point, maybe not. We got the new cool territory battle interface where it can tell you all the stats. Like, none of us asked for that necessarily, but it is more information. You have to hope that further, like, future game modes are gonna have that level of attention to detail, so that guild officers can actually look and determine, they can evaluate situation a little bit better. I like that quite a bit. For me personally, the Conquest Sim node is so awesome. Being able to do, like, that's gonna save me hours every conquest. Just that is an enormous time saver for me. And people, I should note, it was a very gloomy group of, I figured they were going to charge for it. Like, the way they asked, they were like, hey, if we did this, like, would you pay money for it? And they didn't make us pay. Like, this is just a free for everyone thing. Like, as a community, we assumed, I think that if I took a poll right now on, and people were honest about what they thought about it, most people would just say, yeah, I thought that CG would charge us, and we'd have to get the $10 pack or maybe even the $30 pack. And instead it's just free. Sure, we can only sim the treasure nodes, but that's all I wanted anyways. Like, this is the best case scenario for me of what I expected. I love that. I know not everyone loves datacrons and they don't want to engage, or they're not in a place in the game where they can engage a ton, but this is an enormous win for all 3 of my accounts. So, really big. And then they have a better faction selections menu as well. When you go in, you're like, oh, hey, let's go to Mandalorians. It's a big one. It's really awesome. Oh, one thing I want to point out with fleet loadouts before we move on, guys. Fleet loadouts, I know that people are like, well, they already announced this. They told us that they were going to. Like, they also said they were going to a long time ago, and they didn't. Like, just because CG says something, like, let's appeal to your cynical side. Just because they say they're gonna do something doesn't mean that they're going to necessarily. And I mean, they said they were going to, and they actually followed through, and it actually is just as good as we had hoped. It's pretty nice, guys. I have to say, all of this stuff, varying levels of usefulness, yes, but this is just a slam dunk. Like, if there's going to be bugs and stuff, I guess we can approach that on a different level, but this is an amazing update for quality of life stuff. The road ahead. Hold on a sec. Alright guys, we gotta back up one thing. We will talk about the road ahead in just a sec, but for some reason they skipped one. So the Grand Inquisitor event, something I don't want people to think I'm ignoring, so I wanted to put this earlier in the video, which is why we had to backtrack just a little bit. So, Grand Inquisitor event, it's not part of the update, and I have to say, so quality of life, A+, Grand Inquisitor event, F-, and even though that's not like part of the update, like it's just very explicitly not part of it, really. I mean, there was no mention of it. The fact is, it should have gone into the journey guide by now, and I honestly, here's the thing, guys. I think that if this is the sort of thing that it's like, okay, well, we have an American holiday coming up next week. Before that, we have this big title update that we've been working on forever with the fleet loadouts and with Calkestis and with all this stuff coming up, and like, there's all this stuff. If they just said, hey guys, like, we're struggling a little bit to make sure we fit everything in. We realize that Grand Inquisitor event is like important to you guys, but we just can't get it done in time. Like, we might have been disappointed. Some people would still be angry because they hate CG, but at the end of the day, I think most of us, most reasonable people would say, okay, like, sure, okay, like, when are we getting it? Please get it soon, but you don't have to get it out like instantly. I mean, that's how real life works too. It's like, okay, you have issues, we get it. But they didn't say anything. They were just like, hey, here's a cool new update. And we're like, so where's Grand Inquisitor? And they're like, Grand Inquisitor? That's not part of the update. Like, they even know about it, though. Today, someone asked on a Discord server, a private Discord server, like people can join, I guess, if they even know how to get there. But there's not like any links there. But that's where our amazing community manager likes to live. Someone asked, what about the Grand Inquisitor? And he says, with a meme, patience. Like, hey, just be patient, guys. Like, you can see all the X's there. Like, what a dismissive, stupid way to address it. Like, just be patient. Like, I realize he probably can't say anything, but I think that it's like, this is something that people count on, and CG has actually been very, very consistent about this. And for them to just flout the rules like this and not, like, just totally disregard what they've done in the past without addressing it, I think that's the biggest thing. Like, it's forgivable if they just say something, but they didn't. Instead, they're like, patience. Like, how long should we be patient? Like, for a year? Like, they didn't give us the event, the Grand Inquisitor event, after 3 months, like almost like any of the other cadences for legendary or journey level characters. They always did the 3-month thing, and then they didn't for Grand Inquisitor. They waited for 6 months. So are they just like doubling everything? Do we just need to wait for another, year to get this into the journey guide? Like, patience. Just be patient, guys. Frickin' patience. Frickin' annoying, man. Alright, the road ahead. Let's get another one. Everyone's angsty about the Grand Inquisitor stuff. And the Grand Inquisitor doesn't even, like, bother me. Like, none of my accounts personally matter for it. I want CG to be consistent. So, I'm angry for you, kind of. I mean, I think it affects all of us, frankly. So, the road ahead, another thing that people were pretty sure that CG promised. I hear this a lot. CG promised us a road ahead. Where is it? That it's supposed to be in June. They promised it would be in June. Where is it? And I think that CG gets an A+ grade. And that's not me being sarcastic. They never promised a road ahead, folks. I just want to make sure people understand that as well. You can get angry about the Grand Inquisitor stuff. I mean, you can get angry at whatever. I'm not trying to tell you how you need to feel. To me, the Grand Inquisitor stuff is very justified. It's frustrating. People want to get Grand Inquisitor. Like, they're excited about the game and they can't get it. Like, it's just, they're stalled out. They can't spend gear because they have to gear up Grand Inquisitor for the Riva mission. Like, everyone's ready, and it's just they can't do it. The road ahead. Hey, and CG has been like, yeah, we're gonna do that. Like that's just my implication they have. Road ahead. They never said. People say this to me all the time. CG promised a road ahead in June. No one has been able to find me a link. I keep a pretty good track of what CG has said, at least officially on like written documents, you know, like to the community. I don't see this as an issue. The initial cadence when they first announced them a long time ago was every 3 months, and this would have been month 2. So I don't see. CG is fun. Would we like a road ahead? Yes. I would love more information about what's coming up. But they didn't owe us one in terms of what they've told us, or in terms of just the policy that they've announced and set. That, like, this isn't, to me, this isn't an issue. So A+ on them for not doing that, because they didn't need to. Okay, so Calkestis, the kind of centerpiece of all of this, I'm gonna give them an A, because I like that his kit really represents what he does in the game pretty well, and it looks like it's nuanced and fun, and not overpowered, not totally awful. And that being said, like, I think 2 and 3 we're definitely gonna have to just see. Maybe he's gonna be awful, and his kit just looks good. Maybe he's going to be just like crazy overpowered and won't be like, gosh, what were they thinking? But on first glance, we haven't unlocked him yet, but at first glance, this looks pretty solid, guys. Leviathan info. They gave us all this Calkestis stuff. We got the event. Where's the Leviathan? They've been hyping that for a long time. I gave him a B. And here's the thing, guys. So in the April 2023 road ahead, they announced Leviathan, and they said, make sure to unlock the Fury class interceptor from Conquest right away if you want to unlock the new capital ship. Now, if they don't want to go back on their word on this right away, like right away, I don't feel like that's that ambiguous. It is ambiguous because it's non-specific, but right away is like, okay, to me, and I think most people would interpret that as you need to get the thing unlocked the first try, like after three months of conquest, you need to unlock it at that point before you can earn more shards. And that being said, they don't owe us anything this week. Next week they can still release Leviathan and have that event and have it not intersect with Calkestis and still be keeping their word. So they don't owe us anything yet. It's a B because I'm impatient, man. I want to know about it, and people need to know for farming stuff, like how everyone's like rushing trying to get all their Relic 7s and Relic 9s and all that. It would be nice to have more information, but I don't think they owe us anything yet. Next week, if they don't, I'll probably be pissed, honestly. So what should we expect moving forward, guys? There's lots of stuff. So Malicos has been teased at some level. We don't know if it's just going to be on, like, as a boss on Zepho. If he's going to be the next Conquest character, like you can see Malicos, he's like a boss in the Jedi Fallen Order game. He's like a boss that the Calkestis has to fight on Dathomir, so it would be weird if you have to fight him on Zepho. But maybe he'll be the Conquest character, we're not sure. It looks kind of cool though. So there has to be an update next week. I know people are saying it's an American holiday. It can't be an update next week, and I get it. I would share similar skepticism, but there's a few reasons for this, guys. So first off, there's Conquest stuff coming out. So like they have to announce their new character, whether it's Malicos or someone else. They have to announce the new, like all the Conquest stuff, all the feats, all of that stuff. They have to announce it in time, and that's next week. They have to give us more galactic challenges. They only gave us 2 more. It's not that I like love galactic challenges, but they're very consistent. They have to give us 2 every week, and we only have 2 from this title update, which means we're going to have to get more of them next week, or CG just won't be able to give them to us. And they've been very consistent about giving them to us, so that's going to be part of their update for sure. And then hopefully the Grand Inquisitor event. Hopefully that's what he meant by patience, but who knows, guys. who really knows? And my guess is, because it's a US holiday next week, we're probably not getting a road ahead. I would guess that we're getting a road ahead sometime in July. They haven't said one way or another. And to be clear about the road ahead as well, they've never, like, they've broken their planned cadence, like their stated cadence, a bunch of times. We're going way over time and going way under time as well, like giving us back-to-back months, etc. So I don't think it's something we can predict, and I don't think they want to be ruled by it either. So I don't know. What are your thoughts, guys? I would love to hear what your thoughts are. Did you love the update? Did you think it was super dumb? Are you going to quit the game? Are you going to start a new account because it's awesome? I mean, I think Cal is pretty, like, you can get his characters pretty easy. Once they're accelerated, I think that's going to be a pretty staple part of farming. Frankly, I think that people are just going to be, like, that's going to be a part of new player guides, is what I think. I think Calkestis is going to be one of the first characters people try to unlock. But you guys, let me know. What should we be more angry? Should we be less? I would love to hear your thoughts. Thank you all so much for watching. And remember that in all things, Xerath has patience.